What's poppin' YouTube? A Crazy Canuck here, and yes, we finally earned that platinum trophy for the Callisto Protocol. In today's video, we will let you know if the Callisto Protocol is worth your time to grind. Stay tuned at the end of the video for a teaser for my next Let's Plat It series. This was my platinum experience. So, I would say the Callisto Protocol has a platinum difficulty out of 3 out of 10 if you use 2 playthroughs, and a solid 5 out of 10 if you do everything in one go. Collectibles, max security, all the missable trophies, and it's going to take you 10 to 15 hours in one, 15 to 20 for 2 playthroughs, a fun factor of 7 out of 10. Now, there has been reports of glitched and bugged trophies. Personally, I didn't have any issues, but I've seen reports of Grim Reaper and You Need a Gun having a chance to glitch or bug. I was pretty hesitant about this game after hearing such mixed reviews about it, but honestly, after playing it, I don't know what the fuss is about. I had an absolute blast with this game. Say it with me. We aren't comparing this to Dead Space. This is the Callisto Protocol. It's not Dead Space. Say it again for the people in the back. This is the Callisto Protocol. It is not Dead Space. And even though it is inspired by Dead Space, and you can obviously tell it is, it's not. And if that's the reason you don't like this game, stop. Go play Dead Space. For what this game was, I thought this was absolutely brilliant. Not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. Having this eventually come to PS Plus really helps, because personally, I wouldn't have bought this game at full retail price with all the mixed reviews. But I'm super glad I gave it a chance and recommend it to the fans of horror and the thriller genre. On to the pros and cons. The pros: the story development was really solid for a horror/thriller. Starts off trying to escape Black Iron, which is pretty typical. There's not really much going on. The second half of the game is really where you start to understand the disturbing truth of the events and Jacob's role. It all comes to light. Character development was pretty solid. We see both Jacob and Danny grow and come together despite starting off as enemies. The environment is really good. It creates a creepy, eerie feel to the game. The death animations are solid. The dismemberment is awesome. You can get this platinum almost by an accident. Now, on to the cons. So even though the story is solid, it's a little on the short side. The combat does get a little repetitive. Dodge, dodge, hit, hit, dodge, dodge, over and over and over. The rhythm of the enemies don't change at all throughout the game. Speaking of enemies, I'd like to see more variety with the enemies. You see your common zombie, your SWAT zombie, the ones that spit, occasionally like one of the bigger ones, and the two-head guys. So other than that, like, I don't know. You just see a lot of the same enemies over and over and over. I would have liked to see some puzzles involving the grip. I like the idea of the grip, but honestly, half the time, I forgot I even had it. It's a cool thing to have, kind of like this Force-esque thing, but it's just, I don't know, half the time I didn't even know it was there. I would have also liked the map. The amount of times I got turned around and lost was too much. I don't know if I'm just directionally challenged and if it was just me. It probably was. I was probably the only person that had this problem, but like, I got turned around so much in this game. And even though it's fairly linear, I did get lost quite a few times. No judgment. The biggest thing about this game, and it's not necessarily a gameplay thing, like this is a trophy thing, no chapter select. How on earth, in today's day and age, do you not have chapter select? This is my biggest gripe with the game, bar none. It makes 0 sense to not have it. the incentive to go for platinum if you miss a collectible or two, especially in the second half of the game, goes way down. Having to play through the entire game just for one collectible. Personally, I would have liked to see more popcorn or bubblegum trophies. If you don't know what they are, they're just fun miscellaneous trophies that really don't have anything to do with anything. The perfect example for a game littered with fun little trophies is Stray. From being a DJ in a club to showing off your Steph Curry-like accuracy. But nonetheless, the trophy list is super easy. Like I said before, you can get this platinum almost by an accident, aside from the collectibles. It is pretty vanilla. There's nothing really that sticks out to me. So far, if you take away anything, it's just a really easy list. Straightforward, easy to follow.
What's up?
Now let's take more at an in-depth look at this trophy list. So, there are 27 total trophies. 7 gold, 9 silver, 10 bronze, and of course, 1 platinum. There are 12 story-related trophies that are unmissable. Starting with, I Do Belong Here. 2 heads are better than 1. Paper Jams. The Outer Way. Desperate Times. If the Shoe Fits. Without a Paddle. Crash Site. In the Pipe. 5x5. Power Up. What Lies Beneath. And Full Circle. So these trophies, you have nothing to worry about. You will get them all just by progressing through the story. Now, outside of those trophies, everything else is missable. And I know, this might seem like a chore and intimidating, but let me tell you, of these 13 missable trophies, there's probably only 2 of them that you'll have to go out of your way, and both are collectible related. And they are Grim Reaper and the Commonality. You cannot earn one without the other. So Grim Reaper requires you to basically get all the collectibles. And the Commonality is required to find 2 secret rooms throughout the game that have collectibles in them. So they go hand in hand. You can't get Grim Reaper without finding the rooms, and you can't get the collectibles without finding the rooms. So you see what I'm saying? Like, they go hand in hand. Now, as for the other missable trophies, you can get them legitimately by an accident. Starting with, you need a gun. Fully upgrade 1 weapon. And this trophy is one of the trophies that have been reported to glitch. Now, since they've released patches, I don't know if it still glitches, but when the game first came out, this was one of the trophies that could glitch. And the workaround was, you saved before the final upgrade, reloaded it, re-upgraded, and the trophy would pop. Some people said once they maxed out every gun, the trophy would pop. However, I had no issues. As soon as I maxed out my hand cannon, the trophy popped easily. If you wanted to save some credits, though, it would be a good idea to make a save just before you upgrade, and then upgrade, pop the trophy, reload it. It's not essential, but it does save you some credits. I personally didn't do this, but if you're low on credits, that's an option. We went over Grim Reaper and a Commonality. They're collectible related. Get a grip. Grab 25 enemies with the grip. Now, my issue with the grip is I a lot of the time forgot it was even there. And with that being said, with me not using this a whole lot, I was able to pop this trophy on the first playthrough. as did 42.3% of players. So literally, you'll get this trophy. You don't need to sweat about it. Super easy. You just have to pick up an enemy, and there's lots of enemies, lots of opportunities. This one you will pop. Terminated. So I think of all the trophies, this is probably the most missable. Of all the miscellaneous ones, if you were to miss one, I think it might be Terminated. There's only a couple sections in the game where you actually can take down a robot, and I don't think you need to in any of those instances. I think you're able, if you're patient, you can just sneak by. I think. Because I didn't get this trophy until you get to the habitat dome part, and even then you don't have to take him down. I can't even talk. And even then, you don't have to take him down. You can just sneak by him. So, yeah. If you were gonna miss one, I think this would be the one you miss. In striking distance, kill an enemy via grip and melee combo. Again, I feel like if you're grabbing 25 enemies, there's a really good chance you're killing one with a melee combo. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't go hand in hand, but like, they kind of do. If you're grabbing enemies, you're probably hitting them. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just my 2 cents. But you grab him, hit him, grab him, and then you keep hitting and grabbing until he dies. That will earn you striking distance. Reforged. See, this is what I mean about these missable trophies not really being missable, because I'm willing to bet that you were going to print an upgrade. One upgrade. A single upgrade at some point throughout the playthrough. Call me crazy, but I don't know. If I'm a betting man, which we know I am willing to bet you are gonna upgrade a weapon at least one time. Now, if you're a trophy hunter, you are obviously, because a trophy to fully upgrade a weapon. Giving back. Stab 5 blind enemies in the back. This trophy cracks me up. So, the first time you see a blind zombie is in the chapter below. And let me tell you, these zombies, they're not only blind, they might as well be deaf. They are the Helen Keller of zombies, alright? You would think because they're blind, they'd have a heightened hearing sense, but they don't. They're so oblivious. You can backstab a zombie and be right beside another one, making all the sound in the world, and they just la-di-da go about their business. And this trophy, you won't have any issues, trust me. No issues. You'll get this one the first time you make it to below. And if for whatever reason, if you didn't get it below, I think there's other sections, not many, that have these blind zombies. But, you know, the only reason you wouldn't get this trophy is if you didn't play to this point in the game. Mugshot. Take a photo using photo mode. I mean, this is pretty self-explanatory. You pause the game, go in photo mode, you take your mugshot, bam, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, pop the trophy, on to the next one. Float like a butterfly. Perfect dodge 5 times. Now, if you were to ask me, what's the second most trophy you're likely to miss? Probably this one. And even then, I don't think you will, because there's so many enemies and you dodge so much. I think you're gonna perfect dodge 5 times by an accident. And to get the perfect dodge, you time it right and you get like the slow-mo animation. You do that 5 times. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, pop the trophy. Flesh wound. Flesh wound. Use a melee or ranged weapon to take both arms off a living enemy. Now, You might get this in your first or second combat encounter. This trophy is so easy because the arms just fall off left, right, and center. You know? Like, 79.8% of people, this will be one of the early trophies you earn. Don't sweat it. Chew them up. Kill 10 enemies with environmental hazards. So, like, this trophy is not difficult. There's only a couple sections with environmental hazards. And with being said, they're there to help you. I mean, unless you walk into them. Not saying I did. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. But if you don't walk into them, they're there for you to throw the zombies in, and they make it much easier. Literally, I didn't even try for this trophy. Just like the other trophies, I earned it naturally. I think you will too. Use a grip to kill an enemy by throwing them into an environmental hazard. See, like chew them up, you throw one into environmental hazards, you pop a trophy. You do it 9 more times, you pop another trophy. These ones, hand in hand, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And this brings us to our difficulty related trophy. The protocol is about life, which requires you to beat the game on maximum security. Now, maximum security is your typical hard mode, less health, less resources, enemies hit harder, they have more health, yada yada yada. Now, it's not permadeath, the same amount of checkpoints, all of that good stuff. But depending when you earn this trophy is gonna alter the difficulty of your platinum experience quite significantly, actually. So if you bought this game on launch and you wanted to run through it and get the platinum as quick as possible, you would have to do maximum security on vanilla. Like base game, there was no new game plus. There was exploits, we'll get to that. But if you're doing it legit, you would start up the game, maximum security. You would start off with, no weapons at the start, no upgrades, nothing. They drop less health, less ammo, less credits. So it actually would be quite hard. Now, we talk about the exploit. There was an exploit where you started on max security, you changed the difficulty to medium, minimum, whatever, and the trophy would pop once you beat it. They did patch it, and I don't know if it was the same patch or a different patch, but they did add New Game Plus, and this is how I did it. So I played through the game blind, my first playthrough, just to enjoy the story, didn't have to worry about collecting anything. Whatever we got, I was happy. I was going to play through the game a second time anyhow. On New Game Plus, I upgraded. By the time I got to New Game Plus, I had all the upgrades that I wanted. So I literally could just put all my credits that I had and was going to get into ammo. Like, I think you find enough health injectors and pick up enough health that you probably don't need to spend a whole lot on health injectors. Just prioritize ammo. I didn't run out of ammo one single time on my New Game Plus run. And on my medium security, the first playthrough, I was fighting and struggling with ammo. I was running out left, right, and center, and a lot that had to do with that was getting the upgrades that I need. And all my credits basically went to that. And then you get to certain points where you need ammo, you're like, oh crap, I had to Scooby-Doo this because we don't have any ammo. One tip, though, I would like to mention about max security. I was on the fence about this upgrade the entire time, and I didn't realize it until I got to max security how much the zombies would block. But you can get an arm break ability that when they block, you break their arm and it comes off. And that is so key in maximum security. It will make your fight so much easier and quicker. Like, they block so much on max security. I didn't notice it too much on the first run, but the second run, when I seen that upgrade, it dawned on me how much they block, and it really made the combat so much easier with that ability. And it's only like 300 credits, and you can get it super early. On a side note, I did upgrade my baton to level 3. I didn't max it out, and I don't really know if it did anything. Like, if it did, it wasn't significant enough for me to notice. So if you can do the game on medium security, you can do it on max security. Maximum security, New Game Plus, way easier than medium security, I found anyway. I recommend playing through on medium security the first time so you can get the feel of what maximum security is going to be similar, rather than playing on minimum or whatever the easiest difficulty is. Then you might struggle. But you play on medium, you'll be A-OK. And you want to use the skunk gun as much as possible. Like, the AR is good, but like the skunk gun is so much better. It does so much damage, although it does hold less ammo, but the skunk gun is the way to go. Easily. So one thing I want to say about Grim Reaper, if you were to go tomorrow and bang out all the collectibles, and depending on which guide you watch, they change the position of some of the collectibles. And I had this happen to me. Like, some areas when I was following my guide, they would go collect a collectible, and I would be looking for like 20 minutes, and it wasn't anywhere to be found in the vicinity. So later I found on, yeah, they did change some locations. Be wary of that. Other than that, I got lucky with Grim Reaper. I didn't collect them all, and it still popped. I missed 2. One at the beginning in like chapter 2, and then I think one on Lost. So I don't know if you need only certain collectibles or what, but Grim Reaper is a little weird when it comes to that. All in all, I do believe this game is well worth your time to grind, especially if you claim this on PS Plus during October, or it was just on sale for Black Friday. If you have it in your library or have been kind of pondering playing this game, I highly recommend it. Don't listen to reviews. Don't listen to, what you heard people say. I thought this game was really, really solid. And I don't even play horror games or thriller games, but I really, really enjoyed this. This has been my platinum experience. Thanks for watching. Catch you on the next one.